Hello, good evening, and welcome to the TV podcast. As always, I'm joined by the king of all media. It's Mr. Greg Scott.
Hello, I'm Greg Scott. I'm the king of all media.
Britain's Got Talent has returned for its 19th series with its lowest ratings ever. Only 3 million viewers tuned in for the season premiere. Are you surprised?
I didn't know it was that low. I know it was beaten by the curling on BBC Two.
It's lost half its audience. So
Now,
4 years
hang
from
on a
now,
minute.
there'll be nobody watching it.
We had the existing core audience, supposedly.
Yes.
Then they brought in KSI to replace Bruno to allegedly and to attempt to bring in a younger demographic to add to the existing viewers. It's actually taken away.
So for the older audience, who is KSI?
KSI, for those who don't know who KSI is.
Because I thought it was a fast food restaurant.
You'd
It's
think
not.
so, yeah. Or as some sort of, he used KSI to communicate with the other side.
Oh, like a Devon
Not
Brown.
the BBC, yeah.
Oh.
So, it's just gone horribly wrong, hasn't it? It's just gone terribly wrong for them.
Well, ITV always do this. They like to get these YouTubers because they think they will bring the audience with them. But for some reason, it should work, but it doesn't work.
The gap between television and social media is getting wider and wider and wider. People who watch KSI's videos and what have you, they ain't watching television.
Yeah.
They ain't watching it. So they're not. It doesn't matter if it's their favourite YouTuber or TikToker. They're not going to go over to television.
Now, I think I know why the show flopped.
Would you like to tell me?
Many viewers complained that the show was beginning to feel overproduced and predictable.
You see, this is the problem. We've talked about the overproduction on BGT.
Are you saying you think it was overproduced?
I don't think it was. I know it was. Honestly, it's so when you've got and this sounds patronising, but when you've got the viewers
It's a bit patronising,
noticing, but when you've got the viewers noticing how overproduced it is, then you've got trouble. Then you must know that you're doing it wrong.
Do you think that Simon Cowell, though, has lost his golden touch because his new boy band has also flopped? Now, he launched a very big show on Netflix.
Well, what was meant to be a very big
and I
show.
think it was called Simon Cowell, The Next Act.
Yeah.
And it was all about his life trying to reinvent himself. And he found a new boy band called December the 10th.
No, December 10.
Oh, December 10.
For some reason.
And they released their new single, but it only got to number 72 in the charts. So maybe they could be December 72 after the hit record. Why has he lost his golden touch?
There had to be a time. There had to be a cut-off point for Simon Cowell.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's taken so long for the golden egg to burst. Is that a phrase?
Huey Green had a couple of decades, didn't he?
He did, but he wasn't so in your face. He wasn't. Yes, he was the figurehead of Opportunity Knocks. For anybody listening or watching, Opportunity Knocks, that was years ago. We remember it.
The KSI fans love Huey Green.
Yeah, and can't wait to see what he does
Yeah.
now he's dead. But no, because he's such, it's all built around him. And there's only so much you can take. And this is it now. We are seeing, without a shadow of a doubt, the beginning of the end. And what's even more scary, yes, it was beaten by the curling. I don't know what it's up against next week. But normally you get a high rating for the season debut, and then it drops down a bit before it goes up for the semi-final, the live semis, and then the final. So if it is going to drop further, this is really concerning for ITV because this is meant to be one of their jewels in the crown.
He's still selling shows, though. He's just sold another show to ITV.
What's he sold?
It starts in April. It's Britain's Next Top Curler. Starring Danny Bear and John Leslie. It's going to be a huge hit. Talking about ratings, ITV is also struggling with The Masked Singer. Only 3 million people watched the season finale compared to 8 million just 5 years ago. So why isn't that show working anymore?
I have a theory about The Masked Singer. It is billed very much as a show for all the family.
Oh,
all the family can gather around, join in, and guess who they are. Well, no, they can't, can they? Because 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds watching with mummy and daddy, are they going to know who Keisha from the Sugar Babes is?
but I know people do love it, but not that many people know.
And Jonathan Ross on the panel. I mean, I used to be Jonathan's biggest fan.
You did.
And he's just sort of dropped off for me in so many ways. This is a show where he's joining in with it. Take it off. They should take the bloody show off. Take it off. Take it off. And this is a show that Jonathan would have ripped the piss out of years ago.
It's Jonathan on the phone right now.
Yeah, Jonathan. Yeah, you're selling your soul to the devil, aren't you? Yeah, you really are making a real mess of it. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Bye.
Jonathan's launching a new show on Channel 4 in a couple of weeks, which I think is called Handcuffed.
Yes, we spoke about this,
I think he handcuffs a bunch of strangers in a factory and just watches what happens to them. It's like a human centipede type thing, I think. I don't really know.
Yeah. It's they did Touch the Truck years ago.
Oh, with Dale.
Winton. Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
So this is just people touching each other. And
yeah.
So, just to recap for anybody who doesn't remember us talking about this a couple of months ago when it was first announced, but it's people who have polarizing views on subjects.
Like, what would happen if you were handcuffed to David Icke for 2 weeks in a factory?
I would attempt to chew through the metal chain that has the handcuffs at either end.
He would accuse you of being a lizard.
I'd be the king lizard.
Now, talking of once great ITV shows, I believe you have something to say about It'll Be All Right on the Night. Of course, the classic show from the 70s, 80s, 90s, Dennis Norden show. I didn't know it was still going. Well, but it is, and you're not happy about this.
One of the most amazing things about that is that every show on ITV nowadays, every entertainment show is stretched out to an hour. Oh. This has gone from an hour to half an hour.
Oh, it's done the opposite.
For some reason. I have no idea why. But, our very good friend, Simon Withington, used to be one of the producers.
He doesn't work on that anymore.
No. He used to be the producer of All Right on the Night. Dennis Norden was very, very hands-on on that production.
Very handsy.
They would get all the clips and he would have the final say on what made the show. And his selection, the selections were always top draw. Really, really good. This now has become, there's no studio audience. You got Tom Allen doing... he's reading the words that are written for him. These words are not funny. He's talking over every clip. These unfunny, in inverted commas, quips.
Yeah.
But also, the clips themselves...
You mean the quips or the clips?
No, the clips. Yeah. The clips are just not funny.
My one memory of that show was when Dennis Norden was, I think, hosting it from an actual place called...
Cock Up. Yeah.
And they spent all this money on a helicopter flying around some hill in the Moorlands.
For the opening titles. There's an amazing video on YouTube all about it.
And it's just Dennis Norden sitting at the top of this hill.
Yeah.
Just to do the links.
Yeah.
That was when TV was just burning money.
Look at that. But it was creative.
I know, but there was no need for it. But I just love that they did it.
Yeah. There was heart. There was love went into the production. There was effort. There was talent. All those things seem to be missing.
ITV has cancelled You Bet just 2 years after the channel revived the classic format. Are you disappointed?
I wish I'd put a bet on that happening. Really?
What is Stephen Mulhern going to do now?
I know. God, should we start a GoFundMe for him?
I'm worried about him.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Are you not going to sleep at night, Chuck?
Well, see, ITV, they were struggling with the first couple, and then they decided, let's put it on tour. If we take this around the country, like the Radio 1 Roadshow, viewers will love it. And viewers did not love it.
It could have worked, but it just looked like BGT. It was overproduced. So the challenges didn't look real. You questioned whether they muffed up the challenge and then... they retook it, redid it. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I couldn't believe that it just looked so fake. And that's one of the problems. But also, you would think with Stephen being the major ITV name that he is. Mr. Saturday Night. You'd think that would automatically put bums on seats. It didn't. So...
do you think they should have tried Vernon Kay?
They should try Vernon Kay for crimes against television.
Now, ITV has also axed. ITV's cancelled a lot of shows this week.
There's a lot of axing going on.
They've also axed Jeopardy after only 2 seasons, of course, with Stephen Fry. I know we've talked about studio audiences before, and they removed the studio audience from this show, and in my opinion, it just didn't work.
He didn't, and Stephen is one of those performers who thrives off having that instant live feedback
Mulhern
from
or
an audience.
Fry?
We're full of Stephens, aren't we, today?
Yes.
No, look, it was too long an hour. That's the first thing. Too long, too repetitive a format. Half an hour would have sat perfectly. Stephen was wrong. It just didn't feel like an ITV quiz show. I mean, you look at some of the contestants and the questions that you get on Tipping Point, that some of them are quite moronic. And these were really hardcore quiz questions.
Yeah.
So it just didn't sit right in the schedule. But this is what, the fourth or fifth attempt now to get Jeopardy away in the UK. It was never going to work. It was never going to work. We said it was never going to work. So I just don't understand.
And you actually experienced this because on Countdown, they've got rid of the studio audience there. And you were a contestant on Countdown without a studio audience.
Because for those who don't know, I was the warm-up man on Countdown for
what was that
12,
like?
13 years.
Sitting there playing that game and having nobody in the studio.
It was awful. Looking out to a dark void where there used to be 120 pensioners eating their Werther's Originals and their Gypsy Creams.
Are they all dead now?
Well, I finished them off. Yeah. I certainly died a few times in that studio. But it was awful.
Yeah.
It just not the same.
Who was the host then?
That was Jeff Stelling.
So not the golden years.
Jeff was all right compared to Nick Hewer. Nick Hewer was shocking.
He was.
He was terrible.
He didn't want the gig. He didn't need the gig.
Yeah, but he got paid bloody well for it. And he did for, was it
Des
10,
O'Connor.
11 years?
I'd love Des, but he didn't need the gig. He didn't want the gig.
No, Des Lynam again. He was Anne Robinson was a complete disaster.
If you're churning out 5 or 6 of those a day, you got to be hungry for it.
Yeah.
You got to love that show.
Colin Murray does love it.
He does love it, and you can tell.
Yeah. Imagine how much better his performance would be if there was a live audience.
Yeah.
I mean, now, they do all right at dubbing the audience on that, actually, But if you listen carefully, every round of applause is the same. They do stick the odd laugh in there when it's absolutely needed. But it just suffers like Loose Women without an audience. And all of these shows without an audience, I understand that having an audience costs, but it's worth it.
Well, instead of looking at cancellations, let's look at something positive. We've got some good news.
There is
Sky
something.
TV has commissioned a second series of Danny Dyer's Caravan Park.
ITV?
Sky TV.
But
what's interesting is the first season hasn't even aired.
I was going to say,
They love the show so much, they're doubling down on it. So are you excited to see Danny and Danny Dyer in a caravan park?
You see, the key word here is Dyer, isn't it? How can you commission a second series before the first has gone out?
Because they know it's TV gold. They know millions will watch this.
Yeah, this is on the new Sky One. It's probably going to be the lead-in to the new Saturday Night Live, which we may or may not record the next podcast. Well, I think we should delay the next podcast until the Saturday Night Live has gone out, the first one, so we can talk about it. Because
have they called you up yet, by the way? Have you had the call?
No, I've called them up 800 times and been roundly rejected on each occasion.
I think it's going to be okay. Something they've done, which we've been calling on the industry to do forever, is they've cast 15 unknowns.
Something like that,
young, unknown comics. They've done what we've been asking for a long time. However, I just think that the concept of the show and how it's produced and how it's made in the States, I don't think we will replicate it as well.
You know he's going to travel.
I don't think the British audience will be as open to it as the American audience is. And I think for that reason, it will get knocked. I think it's better to give it a different name and a different staging, and people might be a bit more open to it. Well, it's not like SNL has a huge footprint in the UK anyway.
No, Channel 4 did it years ago, but they called it Saturday Live, just to make that difference.
I think that's what they should have done.
The tweaks they made worked. It introduced us certainly to Ben Elton, Harry Enfield, Fry and Laurie. They were all in there.
There's one big thing that SNL does in the US, which is they will have, I don't know, maybe 10 sketches, 15 sketches. There's a lot of stuff in that show, and it's really packed in. And they will do gag, gag, gag.
Yeah.
It's like the sitcoms over there. And the audience will laugh their head off, even if it isn't funny. So you really feel like you're part of this fun experience.
club.
We don't do that in the UK. And if we do it, it's very, very forced. So you're going to instantly compare it to the US version.
I am determined
to hate it.
No, I'm determined for it to work.
Are you? But what are you doing to make sure it does work if you're that determined?
Praying.
Well, which god do you pray to?
The god of Michael Grade.
He hated Quizmania.
I know he hated Quizmania.
Which meant he hated you and I.
Wine. I want it to work simply from the... See, this is the problem. If it doesn't work, then once again it gives excuses for execs to say, well, we tried new talent and it didn't work. And so we'll see the same faces on a loop for another few years until, once again, they'll give new talent a go. I want it to work. I really do, but...
Talking of new commissions,
yes.
Amazon Prime Video has just commissioned a new comedy series called The Fuck It List,
hosted
by TV recluse Alan Carr.
Oh,
are you excited to see Alan back on the box? I mean, we haven't seen him for quite some time.
This is absolutely mental.
Now, on the last episode, you had a right go at Alan Carr, and a lot of people were coming up to me and they were saying, why does Greg hate Alan Carr so much when he's clearly the same person?
I don't hate Alan
Glasses,
Carr.
the gap tooth, the camp personality.
I don't have gaps between every tooth.
Well, maybe that's where you're going wrong.
I don't have a problem with Alan Carr. I have a problem with the commissioners. I have a problem with him getting all these shows all at once just because he won Celebrity Traitors.
He's a national treasure, Greg.
It doesn't make sense. They're going to make people fed up of him.
And you know, he's just bought a castle.
Yeah.
He's actually bought it.
3.8 million?
3.8 million.
I mean, doesn't he play O'Mays?
And
he could have won him.
He's turning that into a TV show now. So you can enjoy watching him at home in the castle as well. Claudia Winkleman has just announced that she is the new host of Crufts. Greg, are you excited?
Not really for me to say, but I know someone who does have an opinion on it. Claudia Winkleman, hosting Crufts. What do you think?
Well, you know, if she can do for the canine world what she's done for the ballroom, I think it's a marvellous choice.
And do you think this is going to be a regular gig for her now? Because she's got the chat show coming up. She's got another series of the piano, more series of the traitors, celebrity traitors. Do you think she's going to be able to give this job her full attention?
She's a very talented lady. She's going to smash the shit out of it.
Wise words indeed. Cooper, thank you very much.
Donald Trump's $10 billion defamation lawsuit against the BBC is going ahead with a trial set for February next year.
10 million now, is it?
10 billion.
10 billion?
10 billion. Now, the thing is, if you look at Trump, he's sued
I'd rather not.
all of the American media organizations, and he settled out of court with every single one. So he's going to get some money here. It won't be in the billions, but it will be in the millions, and the BBC will take a hit, and they'll have to cut some stuff. So my question to you is, what should the BBC cut?
The One Show?
You know, it does very well, the One Show.
Does it still? I've not seen any ratings for ages.
It's a fascinating show for the BBC. It's
fascinating, yeah.
It costs them next to nothing, shot in an office.
Yeah.
And it comes after the local news. And there's two shows that consistently rate well for the BBC.
The local news yeah.
and the One Show. And it costs them nothing. And they will easily churn 2 million viewers, 3 million viewers with those shows.
I suppose it's doing well off the back of ITV making the decision to make their evening news show 1 hour unnecessarily. Because
an hour?
It's on 1 hour, 6:30 till 7:30.
Well, all ITV, national, or is the local in there as well?
No, local 6 till 6:30.
Yeah.
And then you got 1 hour of national and international news with Mary Nightingale.
It'll be cost effective, that's why.
Cost effective, but at what cost? That's the thing.
They don't care anymore. It's a race to the bottom.
It really is. And I could cry because it's the same. People want some variety in their lives. They want some excitement, some unpredictability.
Well, the news gives you that.
But
the news is very unpredictable.
That's very true. I don't know who the writers are, but they're really good.
Yeah.
But their schedules across the week.
Schedule or schedule?
Schedules. You're not in America anymore.
You mean schedule?
No, I mean schedule because I'm British.
Would you say tomato or tomato?
I know what you'd say. I know what you say when you go into Pret.
Can
I get a coffee?
Because I'm a young, trendy, hip individual. This is kind of
trendy, hip.
This is how us cool kids talk.
No, but ITV's schedule, it's the same day in, day out. Apart from when you get to 9 o'clock, then they'll have a documentary about voles.
Nice.
It's just...
Or vowels.
Well, yeah. It's terrible. ITV, it's like they're constantly shooting themselves in the foot. And yes, if I was offered a game show to host on the channel, of course I'd take it. Of course I'd take it. But it is in a complete and utter mess.
Now, we were talking about the BBC and Donald Trump coming after them. So
sorry about that.
I think they should cut BBC Free. There's no need for it whatsoever.
Absolutely.
Nobody under 40 watches television. And no one under 45 watches the BBC. So BBC Free as a TV channel is pointless.
Get rid.
BBC 4 is now only reruns because they have no budget. So that should be gone.
Yeah.
I just put everything on one linear channel and I would use that as a promotion to promote everything on iPlayer.
Yeah.
You don't need more than one channel anymore. And also BBC Local Radio.
Oh.
Now, I know you love BBC Local Radio.
Yeah.
But nobody listens to it and it costs a fortune.
It really does.
It really does.
I've worked in independent local radio, commercial radio. I've worked on...
All right, it's just showing off now.
I've worked on community stations. I've always flown solo on the radio. I've produced, I've written, I've got everything together. I've presented, I've tech-opped, do the lot. Local radio on the BBC... They have an entire team behind the scenes.
It's crazy.
And it's totally unnecessary. If you've got a talented host, make them earn their money and do it.
Nigella Lawson has just announced that she is joining the Great British Bake Off. Come on, that's exciting news.
It's exciting for me and exciting for a lot of people. But is it? Let's ask the great British public about the Great British Bake Off. Excuse me, before you come downstairs, can I ask you a question, please? What do you think about Nigella Lawson joining the judging panel on...
Well, I like her. I've always liked her.
Yes.
As long as she's not too... I can't. You know how she used to be all a bit funny when she was on television.
When you say funny, what exactly do you mean?
Not amusing. It was all.
Are we talking about the single entendre?
Yeah, I think we. Well, I don't know what we're talking about really.
But she just rubs you up the wrong way.
Well, she plays to the men, doesn't she? I mean,
she does. I know you appear to be in a. All right then. Bye. Love you. Do you think the male viewership of Bake Off will go up because she's
Definitely.
added? Yes. Would you like a free cake?
I can't eat any of those. I'm
No.
celiac.
Can I just say something? You look like Prue Leaf.
My generation doesn't watch TV much nowadays.
You heard it here first. Young people do not watch television anymore.
For decades, QVC has convinced millions of Americans that they need a miracle face cream. But now it is fighting for its survival and it's on the brink of bankruptcy. This is shocking. I was really surprised about this.
I think it was inevitable. I'm actually surprised that this hasn't happened before now because you think about Amazon. Someone I know about 2 years ago, they approached me. They said, Greg, do you want to go? Because I used to do shopping TV.
Was this the sex toys?
No, you're fantasizing again. But he phoned me and he said, Greg, do you want to be a part of this? Because I used to do price drop TV. And I turned it down. It was based in Nottingham. I live in Scarborough, so it would have been a bit difficult for me anyway. It was on air for a week, this channel.
Wow.
And it went. It just, I mean, they were dogged with technical problems from the off, but they got an entire team together in front of and behind the scenes. 1 week it lasted. Television shopping days are numbered.
Wow. Well, it's interesting. You mentioned Price Drop TV. You were the face of that channel, which is probably one of the biggest shopping channels in the UK in the late 90s, was it? Or the early noughties?
I was on 2003 to 2005.
So the golden years.
The golden years.
And I remember the first time I saw you.
Gold-plated.
You were selling globes.
Oh, the gemstone globes.
Now, for anybody young who's watching, why were you endlessly selling gemstone globes and why did people want them?
Because they bought a fuck ton of them.
What were they for, though?
Well, they're just decorative. Each 40 hand-cut gemstones, or with lapis lazuli for the seas of the world, lapis lazuli. They were actually quite nice decoratively.
And could you put things in them?
No.
You just looked at them.
And they were quite heavy as well, quite bulky.
And there was something great you did on the channel. So you would talk about the product,
Yeah.
and it would always be like £10,000, and then you'd say it's a price drop, and it would drop to like 20 quid.
Yeah.
Could you recreate that now
No.
and just show the kids how it works? It was very clever. Here we
Okay,
go.
get my twin brother here.
Do it, Mr. Blobby. Okay.
Okay, well, we've got this now. There's Mr. Blobby. Please, it might look like a toy, but don't give it to your kids because it's made in China. The eyes will probably drop out and there'll be a choking hazard. Unless you don't like your kids, of course, in which case, hey, give it to them. So the starting price on this, we're going to have the starting price at £350, but we're not going to pay £350 today. Oh, no. This, Mr. Blobby, can be yours for £2.99 with £11 P&P.
So is that how they made the money, the P&P?
Very much with Price Drop
It
TV.
must have
Every
been.
item was a minimum of $7.99 P&P.
Wow.
So you had the price of the phone call, which was premium rate, and it was per minute, not per call.
Clever.
Then you had the P&P, and then the product was sort of secondary
So what happened to
requirements.
Price Drop? Because
They went bust.
So that was an early victim of all of this. Was that the internet that was coming after it?
Yeah, probably. Bid TV, Speed Auction TV, and Price Drop TV, all owned by the same company. And it just fizzled away.
Well, a Price Drop TV spokesman said, viewers love globes and we should never have sacked Greg. He was the best presenter and definitely deserved a pay rise.
I was not sacked, you cheeky bugger.
Classic BBC comedy Goodnight Sweetheart is causing debate online with many young viewers. They're expressing their anger of the behaviour of its main character, Gary Sparrow. He played a married man who would travel back in time to the 40s and have a seedy affair with the local barmaid. And he would come back and forth, so he'd have two wives in two different eras.
Well, you say a seedy affair. I mean, he actually did love her, didn't he? He adored her.
But he had another wife at the time.
Yeah,
So what's
she
happening
was a
is-
bit of a cow.
But the Gen Z viewers, who they're quite woke and they get upset.
Yeah.
They get triggered very easily.
Oh, yeah, true.
Do you think he's a bad person and we were bad for liking that show?
Two things. Number one, it's a comedy. So you suspend all your angst and your anger
So
and
you
your
think
triggering.
infidelity is funny?
I didn't say that. It's a comedy show.
About infidelity?
You know, one of my favourite things.
You're changing the subject now.
Well, you see, I've got to be careful because my wife watches this. So if I say, oh, yeah, it's fine to laugh at infidelity, I'm going to get a right bollocking,
Are you
aren't I?
suggesting your wife would be upset if you went back in time and had an affair?
Hang on, I've got to think about the logistics of this. If I went
Oh,
back
we've
in
got
time-
Karen Scott on the phone.
Hello, dear. Yeah,
It's turned into a 70s sitcom.
she's making it absolutely clear why she's called Karen. Yes, no, it's imaginary. It's fiction. It's not a real show. Do I agree with it? Hello? Oh no, she's gone.
So do you think because he was having an affair with somebody who lived 50 years
Yeah.
earlier, for that reason, it's not infidelity?
There's no way, if he was 50 years earlier, there's no way she would have found out. There's no way.
But what the Gen Z viewers are upset about
Yeah.
is because he would go back and forth all the time.
Yeah, brilliant.
So he was having an affair.
No, he wasn't. Because he was 50 years earlier. He's not met his current chick.
But it was still happening today in his timeline.
Yeah, but not in hers. So where's the harm?
I don't know, but
Yeah.
I think he's a terrible man for doing it.
Why?
So are you saying if you could have an affair right now with a woman who
From
tends
50
a
years
bar
ago?
in 1942,
Yeah,
and you could go and see her every single night
yeah.
and get you end away,
I beg your pardon.
you would do it and not tell the current Mrs. Scott?
Dirty. I can't. Sorry, Mrs. Scott does watch this. Karen, can you just nip out of the room a moment because the fish need changing.
So anyway,
hang on, she's gone. Yeah, I would. Yeah.
So do you think we should add a trigger warning to this show? Because there's a lot of young people who are watching it.
What is it to get upset about? It's a comedy show.
They're very upset because it promotes infidelity and financial exploitation.
It promotes it, does it?
It promotes it.
How does it promote it? Because they're doing it, I'm going to do it.
So he's always going back to his wife in the present day, and she's going, I really needed your help putting those shelves up. I really needed your help.
Well, there's a reson to bugger
and he's
off with
always
another
like,
woman.
I'm sorry, I was selling something. And he wasn't. He was having an affair and getting his end away in 1942.
Getting his end away, such a horrible phrase.
That's how
he was making love to a beautiful lady who he found very, very attractive.
So you're just finding excuses for this man.
I am finding...
You're an adulterer, Greg.
All right, you're bloody pushing it now. This, can I just say for the record, I am not an adulterer. I am a very, very...
But if you could get your end away in 1942, you would do it. You would be the next Gary Sparrow.
I'll tell you what, if I could get my end away now, it would be a miracle.
Well, on that bombshell, that's all we have time for as usual. Thank you very much, Greg Scott, for joining us on the TV podcast. And of course, Mr. Blobby, who's just behind you.
Yeah, for the avoidance of doubt.
Yeah, we shall be back again next month.